Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Nerd Herders. I'm Nick.
I'm Rich.
And on today's episode, it's pitch it, stream it, play it. But today, it's just stream it.
Yeah.
So, take those off for you. What is stream it?
So stream it is a thing we do every week. Every week we choose something else for the other person to go and stream on Netflix that they have not ever seen before. Right. It can be a movie, it can be a show, it can be whatever. Sometimes they break the rules, sometimes they choose to abide by them. But yeah, so every week we choose something different. So last week...
I cheated.
You cheated last week because you're an asshole.
Yeah, we set up before we even started the show that every once in a while there might be
and
we hadn't done one through 8 episodes, so I thought, break the rules. Gonna break the rules.
So you gave, I don't know what it's called, Gotham's Finest, right?
Gotham Central.
Gotham Central, I don't know.
Oh,
it's police in Gotham or something. Gotham Central, there's a subtitle.
A graphic novel.
It's a graphic novel. There's a subtitle for it too, I don't remember what it says.
Yeah.
Whatever, it's Gotham Central, it's volume 1 you gave me. I got a couple chapters into it, not very far. I did not finish it, but he cannot give me any shit for it because he still has not finished, I think, the second episode that we ever did where I had him watch I Saw the Devil, and he has not finished that yet. So this is my free pass. I've been playing a lot. If you watched the previous segment or a couple days ago, I've been playing a lot of Fallout lately. So that's my excuse.
Okay.
But
so you read a few issues of Gotham Central.
Yes.
So what did you think of that?
I like it.
Okay.
It's interesting. I wasn't sure at first kind of the direction it was going. Because like in the first issue, it doesn't make it seem like Batman's even there. Because you had mentioned last episode, this is what Gotham should be.
Mm-hmm. The TV show.
The TV show Gotham should be. So at this point, going into this, I wasn't sure if actually Batman was even involved or not until they start talking about, oh, do you want to turn the signal on? Do you want to turn... I like the idea of seeing it from the cop's perspective, because every, kind of Batman movie or comic or whatever, they're always, the cops are just sort of, oh, they're the police. Like, they're just sort of there as secondary, whatever characters, body counts, anything that kind of needs. I like seeing it sort of from their angle and seeing how having Batman there makes them look and changes their perspective on fighting crime and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's great. It follows, one precinct in Gotham Police Department. It doesn't follow, like, James Gordon. It's like...
Well, that's what I was waiting for, like, him to come up, too.
It's just, like, cops, detectives in Gotham City. And, like, how would you do that job in a world where there's also supervillains killing people? And I love the entire series. There's a really great, like, 3 or 4 issue arc where it's the Joker's attacking Gotham. He's doing one of his classic Joker things with Batman, like messing with Batman. But part of what that typically involves is the Joker killing cops.
Yeah.
And it's like how, like, the cops don't even, like, want to take the case of a Joker victim because that cop usually ends up getting killed by the Joker. And it's like, how do you, like, let your family know that you're going to be the one who has to do this? And it's, like, really, like, the human side of what you generally don't think about when you're reading a Batman. Like, when you read a Batman comic, there's never any danger of Batman actually dying.
It's Batman versus you, because all the danger's on all the normal people.
And so this is the normal people. And, and, like, if this is what Gotham was, if the TV show, and the show has its moments, but, like, it's still Gotham becoming Gotham. You have Bruce Wayne as a child. If that show took place in this timeline, where Batman was off doing his thing and they reference him, but, like, they were existing in that time, that show would be so much better, I guarantee you. You made it a few issues in, but is it something that you could see yourself wanting to finish? Yeah,
I mean, you gave me Volume 1, I'll finish Volume 1. I don't know if I'll be coming to you for more of them or not, just because I don't... On my list of things to do...
Sure.
Comics and stuff are kind of nothing against them, but I have, other stuff that I would rather be doing. But yeah, I mean, I would definitely, like, I was going to give you it back today, and you were kind of like, well, do you want to finish? I'm like, well, kind of, and you're like, well, we'll just keep it. Yeah. So I'm definitely going to finish this volume, but I don't know if I'll go too much further from there.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe it'll hook you
even
further. that joke, like I said, the Joker one is amazing.
Is that in the volume you gave me, or is that
I think it's in volume 2 or 3.
Okay.
There's also, what did you think of, like, obviously, there's the dialogue from Brubaker and the other guy, can't remember his name. It's been a while since I read it. And then the art from his last name's Lark, I believe. What did you think of like that?
I like it. I don't love it.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. It's definitely very different. It's very much its own style. I think it fits kind of with this sort of gritty like crime drama cop thing. It's definitely separates itself from the traditional kind of comic book style.
Yeah, it's definitely its own thing. It was kind of an ignored series when it came out. It has since gained acclaim. I mean, it's only like a 50-issue entire run.
Okay.
There's 4 volumes that collected in trade form, as they say, the graphic novel form. But you gave it a shot.
Yeah.
Something new. And you're going to finish it maybe, so we'll see what you think of it. See if it hooks you. But you gave me something dramatically different.
Yes, I did.
You did give me a streaming option on Netflix. A film called Wetlands.
Yes.
So last week, if people are following along, you gave me the movie. I hadn't even heard about it. Hadn't heard of it at all, period. I don't remember this getting attention.
I saw it because it played at the Florida Film Festival a couple years ago, or a year or two ago, I think.
Interesting.
Which it was one of those, it was my closing night film. It was a lot of ours, kind of like our big, like, we're going to go out and drink and watch this movie. And I enjoyed the hell out of it. So I'm really curious to hear
what I thought. And then I'm curious to hear how it played at the Florida Film Festival. But, again, streaming on Netflix. This is, what country is this from?
I want to, it's German or Dutch.
I
think it's German. Yeah, it's because the book's German, so this is a German film.
So, how do I talk about this movie? It wasn't really my thing.
Okay.
Start off by saying, for those who are following along, you gave me this movie. You said Wetlands, and you kind of gave us like, like have fun with that. And you had given me before last week. You had given me.
I gave you a lot of
Beast of No Nation. You give me a lot of like
horror films and things.
Horror
like that.
films, some graphic body violence, in some of them and stuff. And I figured it was just going to be another Wetlands. Sounds like it could be a horror movie.
Well, see, and I kind of said that because I wasn't sure if this would be your thing or not. If something being pushed, because it pushes the envelope probably about as far as it can.
On like the line of being film and porn?
Sure, I mean, but so I wasn't sure like if you'd be like disgusted by it, because I mean it's got plenty of bodily fluids in it.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure sort of where you'd fall on it, so it's kind of like, it's definitely something different if nothing else, so enjoy.
Yeah, so anyway, I thought it was going to be like a horror film or something. I started it, and it very clearly, very quickly, it was not. I was like, oh, is this like a sex comedy or something? And there is a lot of sex. There is certainly some comedy, but it's not really, I wouldn't call it that at all.
No.
It's definitely, I mean, I don't even know how to talk about what it's about. Like, there's a female who is in the lead, and her parents were divorced, and she's a sex addict. But more importantly, she, at least in the beginning, and I think, like, how did this movie play at the festival?
It played.
I've been to some of the film festival here in Orlando, the Florida Film Festival, and I can't imagine some of these people from like Winter Park like sitting down and like being like, I'm going to watch this film and going to watch this movie. It
played really well, and I think part of it was because like it was, in the description in the program, it was definitely like this is not suitable, this is one to watch out for. The image in the program, if I remember correctly, is the one where she's like bent over with like her finger like in her underwears.
Okay.
So you kind of had an idea going into it what you might be getting into. Like I know the screening I went to when we closed the festival out, it was like a bunch of us, all of our buddies and stuff, and then the typical audience. And I remember one scene in particular. A buddy of mine turned around to watch the crowd reaction at the. I don't want to get too spoilery if you actually decide to watch it. The scene where she sits on the thing in the hospital.
Okay.
and is like wanting to see how the crowd reacted, and they were definitely a little hurt by it, I should say. But I mean, I thought it played really well, and I know we all had a blast watching it.
What kind of a blast? No, I mean, it's not that this is necessarily like I wasn't like offended by the movie or anything.
Sure, no, I know.
Like it was kind of like not really the type of story that I wanted to watch.
That's fair.
Late last night. It's also, you know, I didn't expect to like. I just kept waiting for Dana from Dana Explains to like come out from sleeping and being like, what the hell?
The first thing I asked off camera today, the first thing I saw, I asked him, said, did Dana watch it with you? Because I really want to hear what she would have to say about this.
There's a part pretty early on involving fruits and vegetables, and I was waiting for her to walk out and just ask me what I was doing. Me being frantically like, no, you don't understand. This is what Richard made me watch. Richard made me do this. Blame him.
I was just flipping through Netflix. I don't know. This just came on.
And even, you know, even like the poster that Netflix uses for this is, you know, her kind of doing a thing with a V with her fingers, you know what I mean? And like I'm still waiting on like her. Some of my family uses my Netflix.
Just
waiting for them.
Recently watched. What is this?
What is
Wetlands. That? That's got a high rating on Netflix. Let
Yes.
me see what that's about.
Let's see what's going on there. Well made movie though. Has the filmmaker done anything else since that you know of?
I'm not sure. I should have looked it up too, and offhand I don't know. What any
Same
of
with the
them
girl. It's not like I've seen her.
No, she's really good in it as well.
I mean, it's definitely a brave performance.
Yeah.
You see every part of her, and beyond that, I mean, it's just that is the type of performance that can draw a lot of criticism in today's like internet age and stuff. And people are offended by everything.
Well, I think it's also a movie that hasn't gotten, like you said, you've never even heard of it.
Where is like the like Platinum Dunes remake of this? There hasn't been a U.S. remake of this film.
I mean, it'll be NC-17, and no one will ever see it, and it'll be watered down. And
I mean, they're remaking Memento. They can't remake this.
it's true.
Interesting movie. Certainly a different choice from you. But
so,
there you go.
So would you give it a recommend or not?
The thing is, the people that I know that would enjoy this movie, I'm sure have already seen this movie.
Okay.
I wouldn't recommend this to you. You, I think, would know if you would like this movie. You've probably already heard about it. And if you haven't, you probably wouldn't like it. I'm not going to like tell my mom to like go put on Wetlands.
No, of course not. But it's definitely it's not for the faint of heart or the easily offended. Like I had mentioned, there's plenty of bodily fluids involved,
all sorts
and then
of them.
some. So if that kind of thing isn't going to bother you, personally, I would recommend it. Despite all of that, I think the movie does have a lot of heart in it, in its story. Rooted in there, despite kind of all of the offensive things and whatever.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot with her family. Yeah, I mean, it's not just like shock for the sake of shock.
Sure.
It's not nudity for nudity's sake. There is a point to all of it, absolutely. But it would have to be a very specific person for me to recommend it to. It's not an easy one.
Hey everyone, we're all coming over tonight, and we're all going to watch. I mean, I would say it to my friends because all of my friends have seen it. But like just to random acquaintances, I wouldn't suggest them going to see, except for you. But you're not a random acquaintance.
Right. Yeah. Understood. So let's get into our options for our choices for this week.
Sure.
I'll go first. So I only have one pick. One thing that also people should know, we don't talk about this beforehand. He doesn't know what I'm going to give him. So I actually have no idea if you've seen this movie. If you have, I don't have a backup. Sometimes we have backups.
Yeah.
I didn't think to look for a backup. So hopefully you haven't seen it. My movie is Election. You've seen Election?
I have seen Election. I'll watch it again. I really like Election. I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it in a long time?
I mean, I saw it. Enzian played it like a few years ago, so I saw it.
In the back of my head, I was like, I think the Enzian's shown this. I wonder if he's seen it. All right.
That's Reese Witherspoon. And
Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah. I mean, I'll watch it again.
All right. You're going to watch Election. You're going to report back. Figure we're kind of at the height. You know, we have all the debates going on.
Yeah.
It's a very different type of election. It's a high school election. But I think it's a very interesting movie. Matthew Broderick is great. I think it's as good as he's been almost ever, besides Ferris Bueller maybe. And Reese Witherspoon is awesome in that movie. Alexander Payne. So check that out. It's streaming.
I always forget it's Alexander Payne who did that movie.
Yeah, that's kind of what really launched him. He had already done Citizen Ruth, but that was kind of his big breakthrough.
All right, I will rewatch Election this week. Now I have a little bit of a different one for you. Okay. I'm just going all over the place now.
Sure.
We've talked a little bit off camera about this, and you are not the biggest, I don't know if necessarily fan, but biggest viewer of anime. You've never really gotten into anime. From what we've talked about, I don't think it's that you're really against it. Necessarily just haven't. So I was kind of flipping through, and Netflix trying to find something for you to watch, and I saw, oh, yeah, let's see what's on there. And I hope you haven't seen this, because I know you've seen a couple things. I'm going to have you watch, and I say 4 because they're like 20 minutes each, as opposed to, like, you had me watch 2 episodes of The Flash, which is 40 minutes each. I'm going to have you watch the first 4 episodes of Death Note.
Okay, no, I have not seen that.
Okay.
Cool.
It is on Netflix. It's streaming. I recommend, because when I did it on my phone, it automatically had it on English with no subtitles, so I recommend you changing it to Japanese audio with English subtitles. Personal taste.
Okay. A little timely. They're about to make the U.S. motion picture of that.
That's true. They're working on that, too.
Just cast the kid from Paper Towns in it.
Really?
Yes.
Do you remember it's who? What the name was?
Role. Whatever the lead is.
That's interesting.
And they cast a female in it too, who has recently been in something. Can't remember who. We'll talk about that, I'm sure, after I watch.
We'll look into that.
Cool. So I'm gonna watch some Death Note. You're gonna watch Election again. There is a chance, I guess. Maybe I'll look if I give you something else during the week.
Yeah, I mean, if there's something that you want to text me or something, and just be like, watch this instead.
We'll post it or something. People do follow along.
Yeah. I think that's it. That's it for this week.
For today anyway.
Yeah. You can find us both on Twitter. I'm at Rich Belson.
I'm at Stonks.
The channel's on Twitter at OABeer_official. You can also email us at overabeerofficial@gmail.com. We're on Facebook as well at facebook.com/overabeer. And if you're watching this video, please subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends, and like it as well. If you want to leave comments, something we should stream, something, if you like something that we've talked about before, or want to hear more about, or whatever, go ahead and leave a comment and just let us know.